Today we're going to be talking about chronic fatigue. These people are in a lot of pain, kind of all over their body. People can be exhausted, they may have acid reflux, they may have irritable bowel syndrome, they may have leaky gut, periods can be affected, prostates can be affected, hearts can be affected. When somebody is chronically fatigued, it's very important that we find out why they're chronically fatigued and then handle it so that they can get their vitality back. Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Lisa Gordon. I'm at the Natural Health Improvement Center of Columbia, Maryland. Today we're going to be talking about chronic fatigue. Chronic fatigue is a little bit complex because there's something that people have called a disease called chronic fatigue syndrome, and then there's just people who are chronically fatigued. In both cases, people are chronically fatigued. So there's been a lot of exploration about why somebody might have chronic fatigue in the medical world. There are certain viruses that have been blamed on chronic fatigue, and sometimes those are true. If somebody's had a disease in the past and they end up having fatigue ever since then we might blame it on that thing. But then what do we do about it? In our current events, of course, we do have circumstances that have caused people to be chronically fatigued, and they're concerned that they may never get over those symptoms. Well, we do have ways of helping people through those by finding out more deeply what is really going on in that person's body and how to handle it. In my practice, I use nutrition response testing to find those things out and treat people with the exact supplements that they need to handle those immune challenges so that their body, not to suppress those things or to kill anything or anything like that, but to give the body the health and the vitality to be able to handle them, get rid of toxins, and get well. So what are some of the symptoms, possible symptoms and associations with chronic fatigue? Here's a list that I just wrote down of some of the things that can occur when somebody has either this thing called chronic fatigue syndrome or they're just chronically fatigued. People can be exhausted. They may have some digestive upsets associated with it. They may have acid reflux. They may have irritable bowel syndrome. They may have leaky gut. Those are things that may be associated with someone being chronically fatigued. Sleep irregularity. Certainly if somebody is not sleeping well, that can cause chronic fatigue. And what we want to know is there some barrier to their healing that might be causing them to not sleep well? So we can find that out as well. If you're chronically fatigued, you're bound to be irritable. Motivation might be low. You just don't have the get up and go. You might be even depressed. I didn't write depressed and anxious on here, but those are certainly symptoms that go along with or are associated with being chronically fatigued. Some people have allergies and chemical sensitivities. These are people who are really sick. And in my practice, we can use nutrition response testing. We can actually go in and find out what the allergies are using advanced allergy therapeutics. Sometimes we can settle the nervous system down using chiropractic and neurocranial integration. There are so many different ways that we can put together a program for a person that's individualized for them. Pain. These people are in a lot of pain, kind of all over their body. Headaches is one type of pain that some of these folks have, and hormonal dysfunctions. The adrenal glands might be so exhausted that it affects the rest of the hormonal system. So periods can be affected, prostates can be affected, hearts can be affected. When somebody is chronically fatigued, it's very important that we find out why they're chronically fatigued and then handle it so that they can get their vitality back. I want you to go and check out a couple other of my videos here on YouTube because you're going to get a lot more information about how I go about handling chronic fatigue, people with chronic fatigue, and with other things. If you watch What is Nutrition Response Testing and the other one called hidden barriers to healing. If you have any questions or comments, or you'd like to make any suggestions, please do comment below this video, and I'd love to engage in a conversation with you so that you can learn more about how you can get your vitality back and those people you love can get their vitality back.